Hello, Helldivers and citizens of Super-Earth. This is Heretic Prince, broadcasting from the Night of Justice, currently in low orbit over Crimsica. Unfortunately, I must start this broadcast and this report with dour news. The last major order to penetrate deep into the bug-controlled sectors didn't go as well as we had hoped. This means that the expansion of citizens into these new territories will have to be reduced. This also means that further applications for procreation will be denied. It's like my pappy used to say, when life gives you bugs, make more Element 710. As for our current major order, civilian biomass collection teams, or BCTs, are gathering and processing inert terminids on liberated bug planets. Helldivers are being called in to keep control of these worlds to pave the way for these brave citizens, and they seem to be doing a great job of mowing the lawn. Fori Prime and Estanu have both been completely liberated of the bug threat. Crimsica and Hellmire are following closely behind. And the Helldivers brave enough to answer this call will be rewarded with 35 medals once the major order is completed. Now let's get to the important news, and talk about what my fellow Helldivers are reporting from the field. It is still as of yet unknown what caused so many planetary hazards to all happen at once, but we're happy to say that it seems like planetary stability has improved. There's been a noticeable reduction in tremors, meteor showers, and volcanic activity on the planet's surfaces. And it seems as though the meteorites themselves have calmed down, so to speak. Reports saying that their radius and overall damage to the human body has been reduced whenever they touch down. Hopefully, the improved planetary stability is news we can all enjoy a nice hot cup of liberty to. Now, while the Galactic War is indeed serious business, let's not forget to have a little bit of fun while we're at it. There are rumors that Casper Van Dien, star of the classic Helldivers movie Starship Troopers, may be ready to do his part for managed democracy. With the outbreak of the Galactic War against the Tyranids, interest in this classic masterpiece has been renewed as well. Some citizens on the X channel were expressing how they would find it very interesting and entertaining if Casper were to once again don the uniform. Perhaps give words of encouragement to the Helldivers out there fighting for freedom and those who would like to join them. Perhaps a commercial where he stands alongside one of his co-stars like Neil Patrick Harris. To which Casper posted an image of him in his legendary uniform with the words, "Desire to know more intensifies." Now here's what's interesting about this bit of news. Casper has deleted that tweet. Now while some may speculate that maybe Casper felt a bit embarrassed to post a reaction gif, like some have reported like a boomer, at least this Helldiver feels like that was a pretty epic reaction. And I would tend to agree more with those who might think he deleted it to put himself into secrecy because maybe some kind of deal has been struck. And so now it's time to lay low and spring it on all the citizens of Super-Earth when they least expect it, so we can all cheer in its glory. I, for one, would love to ride or die with the man from Buenos Aires who said, "Kill 'em all." In other celebrity news, the man who called us all to action says he's doing his part. He says he can't get enough of this war, and he has been diving non-stop, going so far as to be quoted as saying that he's on to squish bugs and stomp bots every chance he gets. The legendary voice of the Helldivers, Craig Lee Thomas, was recently interviewed, and he says he's been out there fighting alongside of all of us. He stated he can't get enough of serving managed democracy, and also it seems as though his favorite weapon is the railgun. Craig stated, "I really dig it in unsafe mode against Hulks and Bile Titans. He continued on to say, I was sleeping on the arc thrower as a support, but against a charger with a good coordinated team, you can really peel off those front leg plates, and then have your teammates chew through them with machine guns. You know, I can't even hear him, and he makes me want to sign up all over again. As a primary, he enjoys the AR-23P Liberator Penetrator. Now, I will admit, I tilted my head whenever I first read that. I thought, man, that weapon seems to run dry pretty fast. But let's not forget that he listens to General Brash tactics. He sets his Liberator to the 3-shot burst mode. Remember, as General Brash said, this conserves ammunition so you can keep killing all day. Greig finished up by saying that his favorite faction to go after, the favorite faction to protect Super Earth from, are the automatons. Now, as if those bots being socialist was not enough reason to wipe them off the face of the planets that rightfully belong to Super Earth. He said that fighting on those fields very much reminds him of the war movies he used to watch. Perhaps he was inspired by Casper Van Dien. Now we move on to what citizens can do. Remember, there are dissidents among us who wish to undermine the morale of Super Earth and the Helldivers. It seems that there are those on the X channel who are arguing in favor of the Terminids and trying to riddle people with pro-bug propaganda. And as we all know, propaganda is wrong, and Super Earth would never engage in that. There have been reports of humans, quote-unquote humans, posting that we should concentrate solely on the Western Front, that fighting bugs is boring, and some even implicating that the termicide has side effects for humans. Ha! If there was any such concerns, Super Earth would have told us. Speaking of recent reports, and something completely unprecedented that we had no warning of, there are flying bugs now, and they seem to be coming out of hive structures that can be destroyed if hit with enough firepower. So my fellow Helldivers, please be aware of this, look for these towers, and take them out. And lastly, I bring you to some sound advice for our new recruits out there. As us veterans know, when you touch down on a planet, all the objectives are not immediately shown to you. We are expected to do our duty and liberate everything we come across on the surface. But how do you find everything that Super Earth and its citizens may be interested in? The most effective way is if you come across a radio tower, make sure to set it properly to relay the information and to show you the whole map. Also, remember that your crew on the ship are working for you, and if they see something that looks suspicious or it might be interesting, they will mark it on the map as a question mark when you come near it. Check it out. I know the battle may become fierce and things may become dangerous, and you may wonder, why am I going to these other objectives for? Well, because it's your duty, that's why. But it's also well known that these side objectives pay well in medals and super credits. And last but not least, some veterans have found a very odd tactic. If you bring up your map and drop pins in random places, the map may show you a rectangle rather than the usual pin. Oftentimes, that means that's a side objective you may have scanned and found. And while this may be a clunky way of doing things, some Helldivers are reporting that it is effective. And now I ask you, would you like to know more? If so, then please subscribe and click on the bell so your comm is notified when I upload a new report. As always, remember, we will fight, we will win. Thank you so much for listening. This is Heretic Prince, signing off.